This week on Wednesday Wisdom, not only are we going to cover our verse, but we're going to talk a little bit about this race car I'm sitting in, and we're also going to talk about a word that some people consider bad. Our verses this week really talk about John the Baptist and Zechariah talking about the future of his life. And I'll just go ahead and start by reading those because God took me in an interesting direction on this one. The verse is Luke chapter 1, verses 76, 77. And it says, "And you, my little son, will be called the prophet of the Most High, because you will prepare the way for the Lord. You will tell his people how to find salvation through forgiveness of their sins." And this verse here where Zechariah is talking this blessing, you might say, over John the Baptist's life, that is what we've talked about before, that John the Baptist's purpose was to point the way for Jesus. But I don't want to leave it there. You see, I really believe that the beauty of the Bible is in the application. And if we're just learning about John the Baptist and what he did, we're not really getting the full meaning out of this. I mean, these verses apply to us as well. If you look at John the Baptist, what was his life about? It was about spreading the hope of Christ to other people. I mean, John had people he was discipling his whole life before Jesus even appeared on the scene, that he was leading towards Christ even before Jesus did anything in this world that people knew about. And that's what I want to talk about today, is a word that a lot of people think is a bad word, and that's evangelism. I mean, I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I hear that word, the first place my mind goes is to those TV evangelists, and we all know that they have a bad reputation. But evangelism is really what we're all called to do. It's what John the Baptist did. It's what all the apostles did. I looked it up in the dictionary just to see, what is the actual definition of the word evangelism? And the word evangelism, as described in the dictionary, is the spreading of the Christian gospel by public preaching or personal witness. Now, I don't know about you, but when I read that, I don't see anything about megaphones or all that stuff that comes to your mind about those people that are really aggressive evangelists. Here at IndyCar Ministry, we take a much different approach to evangelism. And I think it's one that I could encourage you maybe to take in your personal life. Evangelism is simply that, personal witness of your story. How has Jesus changed your life? And you see this race car I'm sitting in. This is the current IndyCar Ministry show car. We've talked about this before, but a lot of people still don't know we have this program as part of this ministry. This car travels to many races throughout the season, is set up in the fan zone. And it's a good place for people involved in IndyCar Ministry to interact with the public. A lot of times we'll have people come up at a race weekend just having stuff going on in their life, junk, and our volunteers can pray with them during the weekend, support them, encourage them. We like to partner with local churches in the area and have a lot of their people staff our booth at the track so that when people come up and see this race car, that's the thing that kind of starts the conversation about IndyCar and ministry and Jesus. And we might encounter people who would never even hear about Jesus in the right context in a different way. So they'll come up and interact, and our goal is simply to get them to learn about Jesus in a proper setting, not through a megaphone, not being pounded over the head with the Bible or what, and just explain to them that God is a God of love, a God of grace, and that He's available to everyone and everyone, that all we need to do is submit to His Lordship, accept Him into our life, and we can have a dramatic life change, one that's going to change our lives forever. And I just wanted to share that with you because this car is going to Nashville this weekend. Jason last week told you, Nashville's coming up quick. Well, here we go already. As a matter of fact, today and tomorrow, our team is heading to Nashville, getting ready to do what we do. And what we practice is called relational evangelism. It's just simply being there for people in the good times and the bad times, sharing life with them. And in doing this, people learn to maybe see Jesus, see God in a different way. Many of us have been exposed to the gospel in an unhealthy way. And at IndyCar Ministry here, we just believe in taking it out to the street, introducing people to the Jesus that we know and love, one that can change their life for the better, help them through any struggles, anything they might need. So these verses here, getting back to Luke, that is exactly what John the Baptist was doing his whole life, and Zechariah was speaking this over his life. And I encourage you to maybe speak that over your children's life. Teach them how to just build friendships that lead to sharing the gospel. We can't control if people accept Jesus or not. All we can do is just get out there and spread the word, just like John the Baptist. Well, we're going to have a busy week in Nashville this weekend. We invite you to pray for us. Join us in the weekend by prayer. Keep an eye on us on social media, see things we're doing throughout the weekend, and we'll look forward to catching you next time on Wednesday Wisdom.